Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I'd like to talk about the best free website, I like free, that I use every day to swing trade. Before we get started, I want to remind you that the Stock Planner channel is an education channel. We share our ideas, not making any recommendations. You do that yourself. You learn it and you win. So now let's get right into it. The 10 best great free websites, free, that I use every day to make some money, swing trading money. First one is not a website at all. It's a blogging channel. Let me show you. Most experts tell you that if you want to make some money, you need to keep a journal. A journal is the trade you make, how much money you made, why you made it, and then way you can go back and look and analyze the trades you made. I keep my journal using a blog. This is my journal, the Stock Planner, and I keep important links that I like to use every day. And reading the news, I like to read topics, and I put links, Google links, in there so that I can just click on the topic and go right to the news. And this is the inflation news today. You can see these be any topics. These are forward indicators, heat maps, things that I use every single day. So I feel if you want to be a winning trader, first of all, you have to study and learn and watch videos and all that. But to really actually learn it, you must do it. And that means paper trading, but that also means engaging in asking questions, sharing ideas, and a journal and putting it on a blog is an excellent way of putting yourself out there, getting some peer review, and saving you some time with these links. It gives you a plan of the day to check out the various different news articles. I'm a swing trader, and 75% of what I do is on charts. But without knowing some fundamental data of what the market's doing, knowing a little bit about your stocks, the environment you're trading in, I don't believe you can be successful just looking at charts. Blogspot is a Google product. Been out there for a long time. It's free. These links are very important to me. Now, I understand you can do these links in a Word document too. And that might be a good way to start too. Put your important links in a Word document. Then later on, transfer it to Blogspot and share it with the rest of us. Engaging in peer review, important. Investing.com is a news and events information website. It's a great mobile app and a desktop. I use it every day to start my news, usually in bed, with the mobile app. You got your news, you got your stocks. I look at the futures every morning, see where the market's going. Android or Apple versions. The only problem is their ads. But it's free, and that's what you got to put up with. Each morning they put a nice article out, broken up into usually 5 or 6 parts. That's easy to read, outlining the temperature of the market each morning. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to be able to read these little bullets. I like it. I didn't know about the railroad strike. Another thing that they offer, and all this is free, it's just you get the ads, pop-up ads, is an economic calendar. The earnings calendar is interesting as well. And it tells you what's happening today. These are all Forex. You don't really care about that. And these are the 3 stars are the things that are important. Here's a pop-up ad. CPI, 8:30 this morning. 30-year bond at 1. Economic optimism. Forex Factory also offers a free calendar that I tend to like. Forex Factory. But it means that I start my day using investing.com in bed. This is good enough. And as a swing trader, and as a small-time swing trader, you're only going to look at 2 or 3 stocks or ETFs a day. And so you're not analyzing the whole market, 50,000 stocks. You're focusing. Investing.com is how I start my morning, usually before I get out of bed. The next free website is FinViz. Lots of free information, news, charts, and a screener. And unfortunately some ads. Let me show you. Well, one of the first things I do is I go to maps. Lots of green there. I'll come back to maps here. And then I look at the indexes. There was some movement. NASDAQ seemed to move pretty heavily. So was the S&P 500. Top gainers here. That's a summary. And if you're looking for some stocks that are moving, the only problem is I trade from a watch list, watch list of about 140 stocks that I know and love, and know the names, and know a little bit about them, and some I know a lot about. And this is giving me a snapshot of the world. Some of these I never even heard of. SNOA, never heard of it. Drugs. But if you learn how to use FinViz, it has a ton of information. Back to the maps. The ETFs I use a lot, because I trade a lot of ETFs. The US sector, XLK, here's some more. This is technology. Everybody trades the Qs. This is popular. And you can go ahead and look at the 1 month performance, 1 week, 3 months. Very nice. It says here that the last 3 months, the S&P 500 has been on the downward side. We all know that. And you can look at the world too, and which I do, because I'm very much interested in China, Indonesia, India, South Korea, and I can see which groups or sectors are performing well. And then I can go and find stocks that, from my watch list within that sector. Technology seemed to be doing well the last day or so, and energy has been doing quite nicely for the month. You can drill down, but again, you have to go ahead and filter out according to your criteria, which is nice, but you're not able to do it from a watch list. I like a watch list. Airbnb, and you can drill down further and see this chart. If you're a beginner, this chart is pretty neat because it draws the nice little lines, and you can see this is a downward trend, and it's a downward trend within a range. Kind of neat. So if you're smart enough, you could buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, and maybe sell here and go down. If you think there's going to be a recession, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of traders use the scanner and put your criteria in. You can save out your scans. It may be a good tool to start out finding stocks. But again, I use a watch list and try to focus on those 140 stocks that I know and love and know a little bit about. Let me show you how I do that. Tradingview.com is a charting and scanner and news software package, mostly free, not a lot turned off. It gives you one free alert. Later on you want more, so you want to maybe pay a small fee. But the big thing for me is that Tradingview does allow analysis from a watch list. And that's a step up, I believe, from FinViz, where you have to each time analyze 50,000 stocks. Many of them you don't know. I only want to deal with things that I know and love. Watch list. Let me show you. This is Tradingview. We're looking at the daily time frame. Each one of these bars is the days with the data. Johnson & Johnson. And you can put in up to 3 indicators on the free version, 4 and 5 on the paid version. And I'm using Zigzag, MACD, RSI, and Stochastic RSI. But 3 indicators is enough, and that's enough to get started. And like I say, not a lot is turned off. You can go ahead and see what the pre-market looks like. That's great. And you can do a watch list. These are my watch lists. And the current is the ones I'm currently interested in. And I have a day trade that I use a lot that has some Forex on it, but I don't do much Forex. And I look at it. Bang stocks, fintechs, most heavy traded. You can see I've turned on and made them all blue in my current watch list. And if you're just getting started, you can kind of look through. You can see that I have the zigzag turned on, and you can see that it's kind of flopping around and maybe coming back. We had this little pullback here and going up. Maybe it'll come back up to the top where it was before. McDonald's, US Oil, coming back. And you can scan down real quick through these stocks each morning. If you're a swing trader, you'll have a list of maybe 20 stocks. Doesn't take you very long. But because I made these blue, I can come down to the stock screener and turn on the blue ones here, so that you can see that I have only 244 stocks that I'm looking at right at the moment. It's the same ones that are over here. And now I can search for the RSI and filter the RSI when it's high, and his stock says it is. Zscaler, the RSI is high, and sometimes people think that that's going to come back around and go down and flip the other way. So I can search, if that's my criteria, I can filter out and only see those stocks that are maybe coming back around. If I'm looking to buy, I'll sort this the other way. on my watch list, and that's Zim, and that's a transportation company. Will it come back around and go up based on my RSI? So you can quickly take a watch list that's kind of large and find out according to your criteria. And there's many things you can use. By the way, there's so many indicators here. You can, maybe 1,000 of them, of all the indicators. Just pick the ones if you favor. But if you like mine, my settings are in the description below. You click on it, you'll find my settings for these for the MACD RSI and the stochastic RSI. And I filter, I'm not going to show you this, but I filter out all the ones that just had earnings, because after earnings, what happens is the stock goes crazy. And then after the craziness of their earnings, it may come back and fade the other way. Earnings, and then fades up. I fade the earnings a lot, 2 or 3 days after earnings, because that's when the craziness stops. And there's lots of filter criteria you can use. Sectors, earnings, volume, lots of criteria. So if you do this and develop your own watch list of your favorite stocks, turn them a color, turn the color on in the screener, and then you can filter out and scan only those stocks that you know and love. I like using this tool. There's only one problem with using this tool, and that is back testing. It allows you to do back testing. That's a trading tester there. Oh, by the way, it does paper trading too. And I'm teaching my wife. She's investing in Tesla and doing quite nicely. $552 using the paper trade. I'm not investing in Tesla. That's the one she picked. She bought here and here. I think it was 8 shares at a time, 6 or 8 shares at a time. Bought, and now it's back up. She thinks she's the best investor in the world. The problem is with this is, although you can do your back testing of one stock, and you can program a lot of your own indicators and strategies in here, you can't back test a portfolio of stocks, which I use another tool, OmniBroker, but that's a paid software package, about $300 for lifetime. You can use it forever, but that allows you to do portfolio back testing. But you don't need it. If you're only dealing with 5, 10 stocks, you can test them each one at a time. It's no problem. I love Tradingview, and love the fact that they don't turn a lot of stuff off and get you started. But they hook you, because I decided I want 10 alerts instead of 1, where I can set the RSI when it comes back around. I'm waiting for this one, for lithium, come back around. I'm waiting for it to come back, the RSI to come back down and come back up. So I'm waiting for a pullback for lithium. And when it does, it'll send it to my cell phone. Love it. You only get 1 with a free version. You get 10 with you pay it. Now let me show you tipranks.com, which for me, I use it to see price targets and rankings of individual stocks. But you can also do portfolio analysis and look at other people's portfolios and see what they're trading, see what the top traders are trading. And to do that, you'll need to have a paid version. But to do the price targets and rankings and some of the initial analysis and reading the news, the free version might be the thing that you need. Again, not a lot is turned off. If you do want to do in-depth portfolio analysis and comparison with your portfolio with theirs, then you need a paid version. Let me show you. This is TipRanks, and you type in the stock that you're interested in, J&J. We looked at it earlier. And it comes up that the analyst target price for this stock is 187. It's trading at 165. And this is over a year period of time. There's 11 analysts following this, and some of them really like it at 215, and some of them are not so hot, and they think it's about right where it's at, or a little lower. But the average is 187. 7 buy, 4 hold, and nobody's selling. Moderate buy, which is nice to know. This kind of gives you, reaffirms what your hypothesis is. If you think it's going to go long, this helps you validate that hypothesis. And then I like to click onto this stock analysis, and you can take a look at it. 6 months chart, and you can see that this stock price has gone down in the last 6 months. And then here you have to do the paid version to get the smart score. And he used to give that free, but now it's no longer And then you can read the news, the description, and some standard company data that you could have got with Tradingview or from your broker. And then they have other aspects of it, the earnings announcements, crowd wisdom, who's trading what. I just use it for the analysis forecast and the stock analysis, and as a newsreader. Another way to journal and keep a track and keep organized is using OneNote Live, or you can use Google Keep Notes. Both are free. And you can keep organized and keeping a journal that way. Let me show you how I use it. You can have various different notebooks, just like a binder of a notebook binder, with 3-ring binder. And then you can have tabs in the notebook. And these are some of the people I follow, how I organize some of my YouTube. But let's look at the stocks. And as I analyze it, make some assumptions, I'll type them in here. And that way I can go ahead and refer back to them. Also make a video on them, take some notes, put links, and keep organized as I do my analysis for HPQ. And you're only going to do this for the 10 or 12 or 20, that's mine, about 20, stocks that I really need to follow and keep a track of. You can't keep a track of every stock, all the 50,000 stocks. And I don't believe you can trade if you don't know what you're trading. So lately I've been liking OneNote for the organizational capabilities, but you can do something similar with Keep. And I haven't been using that much because it bundles up here, and you can go ahead and color code them and all that stuff. But if you got a lot of notes, for me it got confusing. So I'm a little old-fashioned, and a 3-ring binder type approach will fit for me. Journal, keep organized, OneNote or Keep. Another tool I use is Option AI, which gives me the expected move. Let me show you. Well, you type in Johnson & Johnson in the Option AI, and you get this screen. 165.64, $165 is what it's trading at. And the expected move, they say, in 3 months is around 6%. The only problem with the expected move is you don't know if it's going to go up or down. That's why you need other indicators to tell you that if it's going to move up or not down. We'll assume that Johnson & Johnson is going to move up. And if you bought 3 shares at $165 each, that's about $600. And it moves at 10%, it'd be $16. And half of that is $8. So $8 or $9. And $8 or $9 times 3, $27, $30. So if you bought on a $600 investment and you in 3 months you made $30 or $40, that's about 15%, and that's darn good. Just rounded it in my head, ballparking it. You don't have to be that accurate. You just got to know that whatever your goal is, mine's 6% per quarter, it's achievable. And 6%, this is definitely a stock that could achieve that. So the next free tool I want to talk about is Option Strat. It's an option simulator tool, maybe slightly beyond a beginner, but I use it every day to plan out my trades. Let me just show you quickly, without going into too much detail, how I use Option Strat. This is Option Strat, and you can build up various different option strategies. One of I like is a broken wing butterfly, very complex. It's an intermediate level thing, and there's the trade. And if you don't like that trade, you can set your own, and there's the max loss and the net credit. And let's look at what 6%. If it hits the 6%, it'll be somewhere in here. And for a risk of $185, if it hits your 6%, you could get up to $80 or so. And it must hit before the 30th. And if it goes beyond that, you can get a lot more. Another strategy is just to buy, if you're long, just to buy a call. In this case, your max loss is $200. And if it gets to 6%, there's your win rates. If you want to hold it to expiration, you're going to have to go ahead. That stock that's going to have to move to 14 or 15 or 10%, somewhere in this area here. So the expected move for that stock is only 6%. So you can't hold it too long. You're not going to be able to hold it for 3 months. You see how I'm using it? I look at the expected move. I look at my options trades, and if I can't achieve it, if it doesn't meet the expected move, I might not take this trade as an option trade. It's just not meeting the criteria. It has to make that move sooner, by the end of September, in order for me to get my money back. That's the problem with buying and selling the options, and even some spreads. Option simulation, option strat. I use it all the time. Very robust. Although I'm a swing trader and you do most of your analysis on charts, looking at price, indicators, trends, I believe you have to know something about the stocks you're dealing with. And so I use a tool called Simply Wall Street. Some of it's free and some of it's not. But if you're a small-time trader, what they give you for free is all you really need. It allows you to analyze completely up to 5 stocks a month. And the only thing you can't do is some portfolio analysis. I like it because of the graphics and pretty pictures. Let me show you. All the stocks that are in my portfolio and watch list, I get the news of all the changes that occur for these various different stocks. And I can do a watch list and a portfolio. These are the portfolios. This is what you can't do with a free version. But I have different portfolios out there. And I can do some various different analysis on them. And it looks like Uber has been doing pretty good for the day and for the week. Also, I can go ahead and look up certain individual stocks. Johnson & Johnson. And you get a snowflake. I like that pretty picture. The health of this company is good. It pays a dividend. It has some value. It's trading at 27 below the estimate of fair value. Expected only to grow 4.6. That's not good. Earnings have grown in the past by 19%. And here's the competitors: Merck, Eli, Pfizer, Bristol Myers. We know that. And it's having a little trouble lately. And various different articles that are written. It gives you a nice little summary of each article if you don't want to read the whole thing. And the valuation, if it's cheap compared to its peers. There's Lilly, Johnson & Johnson. This is about priced right. Nice pictures. And there's the current price versus the fair price. It's, according to this tool, it says it should be worth $228 based on free cash flow. Future growth, it is growing up, but not dramatically. Past performance, that's what we want to see. And how it compares to the industry. Company is outperforming the industry. Very good. Return on equity, a lot of people lose that. And how effectively you're using your income and revenue, and how good the assets you have are producing. Yeah, return on assets. All that looks good. Anyway, it gives you lots of little pretty pictures and graphs, and I like it. I like the snowflake where I can go ahead and analyze that quite quickly. And it has a screener based on various different aspects, but this is the largest market caps, and it breaks it down very nicely to different categories of interest levels. If you're interested in lithium, these are the stocks that they're recommending. A lot of people are buying that. There's an ETF for this as well. Anyway, it's a very good tool to use it for fundamental analysis, which I like. But I like the pretty pictures, because that's the way I think. If you're a beginner, their free level is all you need. And the last free tool is YouTube. There's many, many different YouTubers out there that offer some information, and one of those is myself. I guess this is a plug for myself. Let me show you. On the Stock Planner channel, we're swing traders. We're catering to small account holders, but also anything we do here you can scale up. Producing videos and trade ideas most every day. And some of these videos are a little rough around the collar, but you don't have to be perfect to be a YouTuber, and you don't have to be perfect to be a swing trader, because it's forgiving. If you haven't, check this channel, and there's also, check out some of the other recommended channels that offer ideas and help with your trading journey. Like and subscribe this video, and start your trading journey today. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the flip. Happy trading. Get started today.